And then I was meant to head off to Singapore to play Singapore Sevens and then go and play another 10s comp in Malaysia at the start of November this year. And then on the 30th of September, I was just on a cruisy run with one of the boys and cardiac arrest, had a sudden cardiac arrest at the front of North Burleigh Surf Club. So yeah, I was just going for a cruisy 5K, nothing too intense. I think we were averaging about 4-minute 15 Ks, which is really slow or cruisy for me normally. And then I hit about the 2.5K mark and had a brief period of lightheadedness for about 5-10 seconds. And then I got woken up, which ended up being about 10 minutes later, or just under. But yeah, I'd stopped after that period of lightheadedness, stood up, fell back, had no pulse for 5.5 minutes, had my mate that I was running with start compressions on me, and a couple of members of the public were able to do CPR, and I was lucky enough to cop a shock from a defibrillator and get my heart started about 6 minutes later.
So technically you were dead.
Yeah.
For about 5-6 minutes.
5.5, 6 minutes. I had no pulse. So I was clinically dead for that time. And very lucky I'm still here now. So I'm 5-6 weeks on from that happening, and I'm feeling good. Honestly, I'm feeling pretty well good, but I spent 2 weeks in hospital, similar time while you were having your neck injury, and I was sitting up in a different hospital bed and battling what had gone on. Still, we don't know what happened on the day. I've had every scan and test under the sun done, and they can't pretty much pick up why I had a sudden cardiac arrest. I've got no family history. I've got a healthy heart. Everything operates the way it should. Like my blood vessels are all the right size. I have no irregular rhythms, and my blood work came back clear. No signs of virus or any infection in my body. So it's literally a bit of a mystery, and they weren't able to figure out what went on. Unfortunately, that meant I had a decision to make at the end of all the testing, which was, do I then risk continuing to live and playing sport and doing all these things without any sort of support, being a defibrillator or a pacemaker, which would allow me, if I didn't have the operation, put that in to still play rugby and to still do all these sort of things. But if I had another sudden cardiac arrest for unknown reason, I probably wouldn't be as lucky, or there's potential for me not to be as lucky. I might not be revived, or I might come back with like brain damage or anything of the sort. So I had that decision to get it in or get it out, and yeah, I ended up having subcutaneous defibrillator implanted just just outside my left lat, and there's a wire that runs up my chest. So yeah, pretty life-changing event for me again, and it's given the rugby a bit of a flick and push to the side. So as you were saying, perspective and seeing where life is going to take me now is, I think, one of the thoughts I'm having every day. Like, why did this happen? And I'm optimistic about why it's happened, and there's obviously a different plan for me now, but very full-on experience, I think.
That's the thing, man. It's right now, and I know you're very self-aware, and you're someone that does see that, okay, this isn't for me, but whatever is for me will come, and it will probably be better than what rugby could have actually been. But at the same time, you're like, man, were you like shooting black cats and smashing mirrors and walking under ladders or something in the past life? Because I hate when people say luck or unlucky or lucky, because I think that's all bullshit, and what is luck anyway? But just to have those things happen, and like you say, there's no history of this in your family, and just to have it completely come out of the blue. And then you were saying even when they were testing you, they had to do all these different tests, and it was super painful, wasn't it? Yeah,
I think I had an EP study done, which is like a sort of a standard heart check, but they had to do it with no sedation at all. So I was fully awake for this 2-hour procedure where they send 3 electrodes up through one of your femoral veins in your groin. So the only numbing I had was in that area of my body. Everything else I could feel. So I had my heartbeat race to about 270 beats per minute while I'm lying on a table hooked up to a defibrillator, echo. Just got wires hanging off me while they have these other wires inside my chest, which I can feel, and then race my heart, which I can feel again. It was probably the most uncomfortable procedure I've ever had. And 2 hours of that to then find nothing was pretty disheartening. I was honestly hoping that they found something that they could say, yes, this is treatable by giving you whatever it may be, or it's not treatable and we have to put the defibrillator, like put a defib in. So then I'm like, okay, it's not like I don't have any answers, and then I'm doing a 50-50 on stop doing the thing that I love to do for something that may never occur again. But unfortunately, I didn't get any answers. And
how long did you have to really think on that and work out which direction you wanted to go? Because you're just destroying a dream, but you could be saving your life.
Yeah, I think it was a really tricky one for me, and I think I had to make a decision by the following Wednesday. So I had all the testing was getting done. So I was probably about the 10-day mark, and they'd said that you're probably going to have to make a decision on whether or not you're getting a defib put in or not. The recommendation will be that you're getting this defib put in pending the results of that last test. And I think it came down to more so a decision that doesn't only impact me, although I'm the one that had the cardiac arrest, and I'm the one dealing with the immediate consequence. If I was to not get a defib put in, it has the potential to impact so many more people. Like on the day, I might not have been revived, and I just think if I didn't come back and I stayed dead on that day, the impact wouldn't just be on me; it'd be my parents, my friend, like immediate friends, my extended friends, and it just impacts so many more people. So for me to not get a defib put in is probably quite a selfish decision. As much as I'd love to pursue rugby or just have the freedom to play contact sport, whatever it may be, even if I don't go down a professional pathway, just to have the social interaction.